Welcome back everybody to this tool-assisted speedrun to save all of the fleas with as little equipment as possible. So when we last left off, we had successfully died. Now of course, let's figure out why. So we're doing a route here which is common to regular low percent, but a little unusual for low percent true ending. And the reason we're taking this path is that we want to get the cling grip ability relatively quickly. Now, normally cling grip isn't a huge priority. You could just get float first, at least for low percent TE. We're going to do a fun little dodge here, thanks to the power of random number manipulation. Normally you wouldn't prioritize cling grip, but TAS is able to take advantage of cling grip in ways that most normal runs can't. So you can actually make that without a heal stall. It's very tight, and it's a little bit RNG dependent on whether you got a good spawn. We're gathering a little bit of... actually we have plenty of silk, but we're having to do some interesting pogos on these things. There's a nice little shortcut there. And now we're going to go ahead and save our first flea. Now remember, of course, that the final goal of this run is to save all of the fleas. That's our highest priority, really. Awooo! And we're taking a while before we really start saving them because it does get easier when we have more movement. But this one is a natural one to save on the way. Now here we're going to have to do a bit of a skip. So we get enough silk to be able to do that double spear skip. The double spear there is actually quite tight. There is a different path that low percent uses there that does some farming off of the worm and then does a hazard respawn into a heal stall. But since we have silk spear in this route, the silk spear is actually more efficient. Do a simple little pogo to get across there. And now we are in Shellwood. And we got here without having to get dash. So here we cross a very long room. Have to go through the water, unfortunately. The water skaters are extremely annoying. They're extremely random and very difficult to manipulate, so I just went ahead and went with the RNG that I got. Little satisfying series of pogos to make it up here. That's a very tight jump. And now we are going to get this fleet and then escape this gauntlet. This is actually, I think, one of the hardest fleas in the game, to be honest. It's a very tight, spicy gauntlet you have to get through there. So now we go through the Garama room. Now we know that we don't need to do continuous Garama. We can use these nail hits to be able to continue the lure without having to explicitly do the challenge again. That's significantly faster, and also significantly less annoying to TAS, so we had to do a double pogo there. I could have manipulated to try to get a better single pogo, but the double pogo worked fine. So now we're going to do a little bit more skipping because we don't have dash. Thankfully the bug was in a reasonable location. We do a little backwards silk spear there to open up the barrier. The backwards makes it recoil towards the direction we want to travel, so it's slightly more efficient than doing the forward silk spear. And that works in general on most platform or most obstacles like that. You can just silk spear in reverse. You just have to make sure that your back is up against the obstacle so that the hitbox hits it. So now we have cling grip, and cling grip is going to be very fun. We'll be able to see a little bit of the use here, but we're going to see more of it going forward. So we're going to go grab some rosaries as well as the polyp. We need these polyps for a quest point to be able to get the quests that we need for true ending. As well as, of course, to reach Act 3 and save all the fleas and enjoy the festival with them. And then we're luring this guy over to do the polyp, because that's a lot faster than going around. If you go around, you have to fight a little hive thing, and it takes forever. There we go. And now we are going to make our way back around. Wanted to grab that polyp. And then now we are going to buy this station. We're going to be coming back here later when we want to do Widow, and also when we want to head towards Blasted Steps later. It's such a slow process that it's still faster to leave the room. You notice that we're getting these wall jumps off of the edges of ledges. We're going to be doing that constantly, because that's a little bit faster. It's actually significantly faster than walking, and a little bit faster than just doing the jump pogos. So we're going to use that everywhere that we can, where things line up reasonably well. And you see, we didn't actually open the spell earlier because we didn't need to go over here. So we get it now. We do need to open that, because if you don't, the flint beetle spawns are going to be broken later. And yeah, here's a very satisfying room where we get a bunch of these wall jumps. Significantly faster than just doing the jump pogos through there. So ultimately, what we're after now is we're going to go get Float. We do have a couple of rosaries we can grab here on the way, because we're still going to need quite a few rosaries. And then we can cut through here to take advantage of these extra jumps. Just hop right over that guy. And very shortly here, we are going to be doing the lace fight. Now normally, in order to access the lace fight, you need to have dash. But with a frame perfect wall jump, that's not necessary. There is also a cocoon skip you can use in here as a backup if you can't do the wall jump, which is what I believe regular low percent does now. Actually, not regular low percent, but the low TE does. It does cocoon skips through here, but thankfully, because we got cling grip, we don't have to do those cocoon skips. Ultimately, the cling grip does lose a fair amount of time, but the goal is to make it up by doing all of this movement much more efficiently as a result of having that cling grip ability early. Every time we do one of those wall jumps, we save just a little bit more time. And now we are going to make our way to Float. Here's another fun little jump. Humans do that as well, but that is a very tight jump. That's another one that you can do with the cocoon skip instead. Go over the top so that we can take advantage of that jump. Most of the movement through here is pretty straightforward. Some more fun little jumps that we can chain through. That was a very satisfying sequence to work on. Now we're gonna go pick up the quest from the chatty seamstress. And the next section is going to be the gathering of the spines that we need for this quest. The spines are pretty annoying. They're very random, and the process of actually gathering them is very awkward. But we're going to be able to do a pretty fast collection. This isn't necessarily the most optimal collection, but it's a decent collection. We grabbed that rosaries on the way. One thing that I did do here is I used RNG manipulation to guarantee that we only get 6 spine hookers. Normally the number of spines can vary between 6 and 4. And sometimes the layouts don't always line up. You can't get the same pattern twice in a row. So we have to alternate between the horizontal and vertical orientations. And we get way more spines than we actually need. We do grab a couple of shards as well, because we are going to need shards later. Then we do a little bit more chatting here. Fun fact, if you try to jump Pogo out of this room, you'll actually have to do a very slow walk back when she tries to talk to you again. So it's actually better to just walk out after you get the cloak, just because of that interruption. Yeah, now that we have the cloak, we have access to some interesting new tech. Stuff that... so here we're alternating between float and pogo. That allows us to cover a little horizontal room. Now we're going to fight fourth chorus. Well, I say fight fourth chorus, but it's not exactly a fair fight. We hit him a couple of times because we're waiting for him to bend over. Then we can pogo up. We're freeing the large rock up above, which then instantly kills him. And now we're going to do a very cheeky little jump out of here, where off-screen we're floating and doing some extensions, and then boom, we're able to get out. You notice we did a quick little jump out of the airstream there, back into the airstream. That speeds up your initial velocity in the airstream pretty substantially. So it's a very nice little move. And that's all we have to do here today. We've managed to get float. We've managed to get the station here. And then coming up next time, we're going to take advantage of this new ability, and we're going to fight some bosses and do some fun things. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and ring the bell if you want to get notified when new episodes come out. Thanks, everybody.